by the power of Grayskull.
On the half shell, they're the heroes for. In this day and age, who could ask for more?
Hello, Bots and Books fans, this is Scorp1701, and tonight we are going to be taking a look at the Mattel Turtles of Grayskull Deluxe Mer-Man. Yes, the Turtles of Grayskull is that awesome crossover between Masters of the Universe He-Man and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it is such an awesome little crossover right now. I said when we started this line that I was just gonna maybe pick up the 4 turtles, but I saw Mer-Man here on the shelf and he just looked too cool to pass up. So tonight we're gonna see how cool he really is. So taking a look at the packaging, he is in a Deluxe Turtles of Grayskull packaging. Now the originals come in just a blister card. This is actually good, huge box. You have a couple images of Mer-Man up there at the top. You have Turtles of Grayskull. You have Mer-Man, mutated mindless Leviathan. You have Mer-Man right there in the box. You have some nice sewer pipes over here to the side with some green mutagen coming down. You have Masters of the Universe. You have Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You have Mattel right here at the bottom right. And on this side of the box, you have Turtles of Grayskull, and you have Mer-Man in his Leviathan mode. On the other side of the box, you have Turtles of Grayskull and Mer-Man in his regular bipedal mode. On the bottom of the box, you have some credits for the box and a barcode. If that is of any interest to you, I'll scroll in. If that will help you find this figure on the shelf, good luck. And finally, coming around to the back of the box, we have this beautiful, beautiful artwork with Masters of the Universe logo here, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo there, and you can see the evil Mer-Man. They're probably getting ready to attack the Ninja Turtles, and that is pretty cool. You got all 4 of the turtles there, and over to the left you have the Sword of Power hidden there, or stuck in the ground, or a giant spider looking thing. I don't know what that is, but anyway, this is pretty cool. And then coming down, you do get a little bit of a read-up. I will scroll in. You could pause the video, read that to your heart's content. You also get some product shots again, and it's from Mattel, and that is just an awesome piece of artwork. I love that. Alright, that is the packaging for Mer-Man, and like I said, I don't want to see this awesome guy in the box. I know you don't, so let's get him out and see how cool he really is. And here we have Mer-Man out of the box, and out of the box he stands approximately 6 inches tall. He comes with his lower half that turns into the Leviathan part. He comes with a nice trident, a cool sword. He comes with some instructions on how to break him into a million pieces, like that is a thing that they're doing now, and he can break into a lot of parts. And finally he comes with this nice Turtles of Grayskull character card. It's just a cardboard card with him on there, and if you flip it around to the back, you do get his name and a little bit of read up of his abilities and such. I can scroll in. You could pause the video again, read this to your heart's content, but we must be zooming out and going back on, and that's pretty much everything that Mer-Man comes with, and we'll take a look at most of that in just a minute. But first off, I want to take a look at this gruesome mutant himself. And coming real close in on Mer-Man's head sculpt, this is just a beautiful, so cool, so creepy, so awesome head sculpt. Now you can see that they used a translucent plastic coming up at the top for his ears, and as it comes down, you come into a beautiful metallic purple paint. I love that shine. I don't know if it's coming up on camera, but when you have this thing in hand, it is just beautiful. Again, the same purple right here on his forehead. That is awesome. Very nice little nose detail coming out there, dark purple. Coming around to his eyes, he has some nice gold metallic paint bordering his ghastly red eyes, and that is just so creepy. And then coming down to his mouth, very wide mouth, very fish-like. It's very gold. I love that. Coming in, you can actually see some teeth in there. And in the back of his mouth, that same metallic purple paint. That is just beautiful. This is just something you do not want to see coming at you when you're in the water. Wow. Got a little bit of vein detail there, it looks like, coming around to the back. Nothing too great on the back. It's just still a cool looking mold though. So let's zoom out so we can see his upper torso. And I did go ahead and take off his armor so we could get a good look at this figure's entire body. And wow, coming down to his chest, they did use a translucent blue plastic here, and you can see that they have some light green veins colored in there. Almost looks glow in the dark, but it's not. And that is still cool. Nice chest sculpt. I like that. Coming around to the back, nothing that you wouldn't expect there. Do get a little bit of copyright material right here. Not really interested in that. Coming to his forearms, he has some nice golden bracers. I like that. They are molded very nicely. Coming down to some ghastly purple hands, and those hands are huge, and they got these evil pointed claws on them. Ooh, wow, that is so cool. Continuing down to his midsection, has a nice golden belt with some purple trunks. I like that. Coming down to some nice blue legs and some upper leg or lower leg golden spats, I guess. And then you have his feet, which are molded in very oddly. I don't know. There's no defining toes in there, but it's cool. It's a translucent blue plastic, and on the bottom you have a peg hole right there, and then you have some copyright material on the bottom there. It's kind of hard to read, but that's okay. And that's pretty much what this ghastly guy is going to look like. And this is just a cool looking figure. I love this. Coming around to the back lower half isn't anything that you wouldn't expect. So yeah, this is really cool figure. I love it. Again, I love the paint, and I love how they did the plastics. This guy just looks so neat. All right, moving on. And for our articulation, start at the head. The head can go around 360 degrees. You do get a little bit of down looking, but you can't really look up unless you have your head as a stationary there. Then yes, you can get what looks like a little bit of up, but it's not much. You get a little wiggle waggle to the left and right, so that is pretty neat. And that is a lot of head movement. Coming to the shoulders. Shoulders can come up from the body and then back down. They can go around 360 degrees. You do not have a bicep rotation. You do have a nice elbow bend though. So that is just under 90 degrees because of the sculpt and mold of the muscle there. And that elbow bend is built into a forearm rotation, 360 degrees there. Coming down to your hands, and the hands can go around 360 degrees, and you got some hinges so it can hinge up and down, in and out depending on where you have the hinge. That is pretty cool. Coming to the center of the body, you do not have an ab crunch or anything, but you do have 360 degrees of waist rotation. Coming down to your legs, legs can go up not too much though. That's kind of a bummer, but that's all right. And back, not so much either, because the butt gets in the way. Out to the side, where you're gonna get most of your leg movement there. Coming down, there is maybe half a click of thigh rotation, not much. Coming to your knee bend, which is pretty good. Still not 90 degrees, but it's there, and it's built into a what I'd consider a boot cut, which makes it go around 360 degrees, and that will bring you down to your actual foot, and that's another rotation, which is the actual boot cut. So sorry, this I guess would be a lower leg cut up here and then the boot cut here, and that will bring you down to the foot, and the foot is hinged up and it hinges down, and it rocks around 360 degrees. So yeah, I don't know, a little bit of limited rotation in the lower body, but the upper body is nice, and depending on what form you have him in, I guess it's really not going to matter that much. But anyway, very cool articulation. Moving on. And that will bring us to Mer-Man's armor. He has two separate pieces of armor. Starting off, he has this beautiful golden chest armor. It's really nice. It's basically a chest piece. It's all gold and metallic. You have some spikes coming off the sides here, which are a slightly cream type color. And the centerpiece, you have this white floral type design with a blue stone. You have some nice shoulder pads coming off the side, and coming to the back you do just have a couple strips coming down, some more spikes coming back the side, and you do have these two ports here which looks like they could hold the shells on the Ninja Turtle, so you could actually mix and match that if you're so interested. And this is a really cool piece. And then that will bring us to his second piece, which is his sash and belt type piece, and it's done in a nice teal, and you have the beautiful gold highlighted paints here, and in the center you also have a blue metallic gem or stone, and that is cool. It comes down to a nice, I don't know, loincloth type wave, and you have some things coming off the side here, and the detail on the side of the armor looks very nice. Looks almost scalish. I like how this looks. Very cool, and that is just neat. And we will go ahead and dress him in his two armor pieces. So let's zoom out just a little bit so we can see him and bring him in here. Here he is. All right, so best way to do this is take him apart like such. Go ahead and just slide this part down onto the waist and sit that there. Now this chest armor is a little more interactive, so what I like to do, pop off the head and the arms and just slide this on. You can actually undo it. There is a tab right here underneath that, so you can put the torso in like such, and then snap it back together, and there you go. Go ahead and put this back together like that, and then you could put his arms back in. Yeah, which arm is where? Okay, sorry, they get mixed up when you throw them around, but that's half the fun, mixing and matching. So they could just go right in here. You know, tell your mom, hey, I broke it, Mom. Ah, you did what? No, it's supposed to come apart, I promise. And then the head goes back there, and then there you go. He is all armored up and looks very, very cool with this armor on. Yeah, that is just an awesome looking figure. Again, I cannot say how cool this guy looks. I'm going to zoom in. We'll take a quick rundown of him. Yes, that is really cool. Checking out the back with his armor on. Yeah, pretty neat there too. Alright, and that is going to be Mer-Man's armor. Alright, moving on. And next up we come to the Leviathan tail part, and this is really, really cool. This is done in a very nice turquoise or light blue aqua color. You got purple here for the tab that connects. The scaling down the middle is a very nice gold metallic, and it comes all the way down to the bottom, and you can see the flat part here which makes it stand up, and that will bring you down to this awesome purple tail. And it's got a lot of cool details in here. Let me scroll in, and you can see there are some like maybe bubble effects. That is really cool there. And then the scales on the actual tail itself. Now this is broken up into 4 distinct pieces, and each of the pieces are articulate, so they can go left and right, and that is really neat. I like this. This looks so cool. You can get them in all sorts of different poses with this tail, and it looks like this is a separate piece, the tail itself, because you can see where it's connected here, but it doesn't want to move, and I don't want to break it, but it looks like it should move, but I can't get it to. And this was kind of a rare find, so I don't want to break it and try to find another one. So anyway, what we'll do with him is we will go ahead and attach the belt armor. It will go down over the waist like this. If you want to have it, you don't have to. It's your toy. Display how you want to. And then we'll bring the upper torso in and connect to that. And there you have Mer-Man in his Leviathan mode, as it were. So that is just awesome. This guy, I'm glad that they were able to give us both parts, but this, just giving us this would have been so cool just to have him. I'm glad they didn't make us buy two. So yeah, and he can see the back there, and he sits up really nice. He's still approximately 6 inches with the tail on, and that is just so neat looking. So the origin says that when he got mutated, he became mindless. So I can just see him hissing and making all sorts of weird sounds, not being very verbal. Ooh, that's creepy. So yeah, I like that. That is just so cool when you get him all together like this, and just wow. All right, moving on. And for Mer-Man's first weapon, he comes with this nice gray trident. It is just gray plastic, and it measures out to be about 5 3/4 inches long. And, well, he has no problem holding this, and he could attack with this and just poke and stick and look all menacing with it. So that is pretty neat. If you'd like to have your Mer-Man with a trident, that will look really good with him, I think. All right, moving on. And for Mer-Man's second accessory, he comes with this awesome sword, and it's done in a nice teal coloring, and it's two-tone, so you got a lighter coloring right up here. It looks like it might be oxidized is what they were going for, but it's really cool. You got a lot of great detail in this sword, and what looks like maybe seaweed wrapped around. I don't know exactly what that's supposed to be, but it looks really cool. Both sides are approximately the same, and he can hold this and attack with this if he was so inclined, and that looks really neat. And that is going to be Mer-Man's sword. All right, moving on. And for comparison, here you have Mer-Man with Turtles of Grayskull, Donatello, and Leonardo. That looks really cool. I think Mer-Man should probably be a little taller than the Turtles, but that's okay. But wait, here's Mer-Man in his Leviathan form to terrorize the Turtles. And again, that looks really cool. Even though he has his tail now, he's still about the same size. So, it's okay. All right. And for comparison with some He-Man figures that I have, you have the 40th anniversary He-Man, the cartoon series Origins He-Man, the Super 7 Skeletor, and I think they look alright together. The 40th anniversary He-Man's a little big, but I think this Mer-Man can give the cartoon He-Man a run for his money, and obviously you have to have Skeletor here. Eventually I might find the cartoon Skeletor, but this one from Super 7 isn't that bad, so I don't know. So that is one comparison there. But wait, let's switch over and see what Mer-Man looks like with his tail. And that is pretty cool. I'm having trouble deciding if I like him better with his legs or his tail. It's just, he's cool either way. And just for another comparison, because I have different types of turtles, here you have Mer-Man with the Super 7 turtle, the Mutant Mayhem turtle, the NECA Toon turtle, and the NECA Movie turtle. So taking a look at them, I think the NECA Movie turtle and the Super 7 turtles would be too big, and I think the Mutant Mayhem turtle may be slightly too small, but it is a teenager against a monster, so that may be the actual scale, but nothing really bad with the NECA Toon turtle either. This is a good scale, I think, too. So if you don't have the Turtles of Grayskull turtles, but you do have some turtles in your collection, maybe this gives you an idea of what he looks like. But wait, there's more! And here he looks with his tail in the Leviathan form. So yeah, pretty cool comparison with these different turtles. All right, moving on. And this has been the Mattel Turtles of Grayskull Mer-Man, the mutated mindless Leviathan. And I love this figure. He was so cool to look at and play with. I am so happy to add this guy to my collection. I kind of figured I would be when I passed him on the shelf. I'm like, oh, I can't pass this guy up. I know I wanted just the turtles, but this guy looks so cool. And I was not disappointed. This guy is just fun. You have two forms. You have your regular bipedal merman form, and then you have your Leviathan form, which is the big tail. The paint on this figure is beautiful. It goes from translucent plastic to blue to metallic purple to metallic gold to red. I love how this thing looks. The armor is great. The accessories, the trident, okay. The sword, I think, was really the best part of it. The oxidized look of that sword was really cool. His articulation is great, no matter if you have him in merman form or Leviathan form, and he looks good with the others. Yeah, I am just so pleased that I was able to find this guy and pick him up, and nothing really bad to say about him. It's great. I do think that it is a Walmart exclusive, so if you want to find him, you'll have to go to Walmart and look for him. You can find him on the shelf for $25. If you go online, it's going to cost a little bit more because he is selling out really quickly because he is such an awesome figure. So if you're looking for him, happy hunting. And we may see him again. As I think about this guy, I'm sure a lot of people would like to have him, and I am creeping up on 600 subscribers. So when I get to 600 subscribers, I'm going to be doing a giveaway, and like I said before, we may see this fellow again. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But anyway, that's it, guys. That is the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a great night, and until next time, keep playing.
By the power of Grayskull.